So today I'm speaking to my friend Penny, who I have known you for a couple of years now. And when we first met, it was just like two kindred spirits meeting, and we got on so well. And throughout the past several months, we've kind of started doing very similar things during lockdown. And I wanted to talk to Penny about what has been happening since lockdown happened and how that has changed what you do.
Hey, Gus, good to see you.
Good to see you.
So it's been a while, but yeah, a lot has happened. When it started, it felt like one big holiday, which I really needed at that time. So I was like, yay. But then after 1 or 2 weeks, reality hits in and you're like, oh shit, I lost my job and what do I do now? But as a creative person, we think we're problem solvers. So I came up with an idea, which I was thinking about already for a long time, to go online, but it never happened because, you know, you're always busy doing this and this or whatever. So for me, basically, it was a very good opportunity to get it started. And we're now, I think, a little over 2 months down the road, and it's been amazing. I started drawing classes online. I have now 12 students attending my class. They love everything we do. It's a great experience. And for me, yeah, it's perfect because I'm home. So I don't need to go into public transport. I don't need to travel. I don't spend a shitload of time, excuse me, in the subway or in the tram. So for me, I love it. It's amazing. Yeah, it's been really good. Really good. Yeah.
And also with your online classes, you've had people from all over the world joining in.
True, because I moved from Amsterdam to Brussels, I think a little over 3 years ago. And I started being a consul for the Internations group. It's the Brussels Drawing and Painting Group. It's a community for expats. It's worldwide. And I organize little drawing events or creative events first every month, and I would do it here in my house, just small settings, like maximum 7-8 people. But because of the whole COVID-19 situation, everything changed. You cannot invite people in your house. So I decided, well, then we just go online. So for me, it was a good test to see if it would work out, if I would like it, what you can do, what you can't do, because it also has its limitations. And then the headquarters of Internations saw about my events, because I asked them, can you open up my group, because everything was closed. And because usually the Internations events are taking place outside, and you go do sports with people, you go to see a movie or whatever. And now I have people attending from all over the world, from Singapore, Egypt, Algeria, France, Switzerland, Brussels, India. It's amazing. You meet so many nice people and they love it.
That's excellent. And for somebody taking your class, can you talk us through one of the projects that you've done with your class? So it could either be something you did with your group at home or online, because I know you've used some really interesting materials that I think, although the materials are really simple, it's quite a dynamic thing that you can do with it.
Yeah, true. Because especially the people from Internations, they are mostly people who work here in Brussels for the European Commission. So they have totally different jobs. They don't feel really creative, the creative type. but they would love to do other things in their free time. So you have to keep it a little bit low profile, but fun, because it's just 1 hour. You're dealing with people who have hardly any experience with arts in general. So for example, we did, last week, we did a blind contour drawing. So you have a mirror in front of you, you take a fine liner or a pencil, you look in the mirror, and there are 2 rules. You're not allowed to look at your paper, and you're not allowed to lift your pencil. And then the result could be something like this.
Which I think looks great.
Which is basically hilarious. So you laugh a lot, and yeah, we did some other stuff. I did some leather embellishments to do something like this.
That's really good, yeah.
Decorate it. And my main goal is just to keep everybody busy for an hour. I learned them something new, some new technique, or just like I said, drawing is yoga for the mind. And so it's so relaxing. And this is something I want to give to other people. So, and it can be stuff like this.
That's good, yeah.
It's not too complicated. It's fun. It's just fun, having fun together, meeting other people, talking between, and yeah. But it's really funny because some people really started drawing, and then a week later they would say, "Look what I made."
I love it. I love it. It's good that they're excited, though. I think that, you know, you're really connecting with people, and you're helping them to connect with maybe a side of them that they hadn't really known existed or hadn't tapped into. So it's like you're helping them to find it.
Yeah,
which is really good.
It's really nice. Yeah.
And when you have your class, is it like, oh, my class is coming up, and you just kind of like, oh, like my little ducklings?
In 2 hours, I will have a next class.
Excellent. Yeah. Cool. And can you just tell us a little bit about that artwork that I see behind your shoulder? Because I want to see what you do as well. I think it'd be really interesting if we could see, and if you could talk us through it.
Well, this is basically how it all, this was my starting point, because I had, you know, a very commercial job as head of design for a big sports company, and I was a footwear designer, and I was long days, long hours, a lot of stress, etc. And then my dog passed away in 2015. And I was so sad, and I was thinking, okay, how can I cope with this grief? What can I do? And I remembered being a kid, drawing at my little desk at home. And I would always feel good. It was like my happy place. And I thought, I have to go back to my happy place. So for me, it was like a good excuse to pick up drawing, because I've been to art school when I was like 18 until my 20-something. And then, well, working in a corporate environment, you're not very creative anymore, because you're more busy with managing, with sales figures, with margins, with traveling, production, etc. But you don't really draw anymore. And I started to miss this. And so my dog passed away, and I thought, oh, what am I going to do now? And I was thinking, well, easy, I have to draw dogs. And I started drawing dogs on my iPad. And I called it iPad Sketch. And you can find me on Facebook, iPad Sketch. And this is basically how it all started. And then a year later, I had an exhibition in the animal hospital in Amsterdam. I was chosen from 50 pet portrait artists. Nice. And for me, it was, I don't know, this is basically how I started drawing again, being creative. And one thing led to another, to another, to another, to another. And I'm here now. And I'm basically full-time teaching art.
Yay, that's excellent. Yeah. It looks really good. It looks really good. So we just need to make sure that we tell people how they can find both. So it's iPad Sketch, Facebook, And then also your Facebook group for your classes is at Penster
Draws.
Excellent. And I will definitely put that in the description.
Yeah.
It's spelled in everything correctly so that people can find you and see what you're doing. And also, you mentioned before we started filming that you have pictures of what the classes have been doing, so what people have been making all along.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can see some examples on in the Facebook group. People uploaded what they did to my class, and yeah. So basically, apart from this, I'm a graphic design teacher. So because that's my background is graphic design and like the whole Adobe programs, but there are more private courses. So if people are interested in online private courses in graphic design, whether it's Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign, they can also contact me on Facebook or, yeah.
Excellent. I'll probably be contacting you. I just think, well, what do I need to learn now? I know, I should. It is something that I've been wanting to do for years, and I now have time.
It needs more creative people, so that's my opinion. Oh. Especially nowadays.
Oh, and I think it's so good for you because you talked before about mentally how good drawing is for you, and the focusing, and like you said, yoga for the mind.
Yeah.
I say it's like a kind of meditation. So yeah, it's so spot on, and it just feels like the only time in my day where I have space up here, because I just stop thinking about everything else and I'm only concentrating on what's in front of me.
Yeah, no, it's true, and I can recommend it to everybody. It will help you because creativity is problem solving, and when you start learning how to draw, for example, we did this one-line drawing, and the comment I put on top of the event was get rid of your fear of perfection. Mm-hmm. Because you cannot lift your pencil, you cannot use an eraser, so you probably will make mistakes and you have to solve them while you're drawing. And this is, for example, a very good example how to overcome your fear of perfection, because the drawing cannot be perfect. It's impossible, but it doesn't need to be perfect. It's the experience. Yeah. And the more you practice this, the more your brain will make connections and use this in other areas of your life. So it's helping. Mm-hmm. Really.
Yeah, thank you so much, Penny. I just love that, and I love seeing you again. And yeah, I feel really lucky because we've had a couple little chats in the past couple weeks, and it's just, yeah, it's brightened my day.
Somebody wants a pet portrait from a dog, then they can also contact me, of course.
Yay. Excellent. Thank you so much, Penny. And I look forward to seeing and hearing about your classes and your artwork in the future.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Greetings from Brussels.